parts and make sure only the line
Oh, this is gonna be so good.
just like before, we'll have a levels adjustment layer, then we'll fine tune things.
Alright.
And on this one's line that we've added, we keep some of
Boop,
the same
boop, boop,
texture
boop, boop,
that we
boop.
had originally, and that's what we want. Because we're then just going to
Boop,
put it on top of
boop.
paper, and paper texture will still show through. And there are
Grapefruit's Pizza, how may I help you? Bananas Pizza, how may I help you? What? Hi, Grapefruit's Pizza. We are enemies, right? Yeah. Bananas Pizza wins. I didn't do nothing. Yeah. Oh my god, my leg. Huh? What happened to his leg? Oh my god! Help me! I was trying to do a video and I accidentally hurt my leg. Please help me. No, my head.
In this case, we can take our background as inspiration for what types of prompts to use, as well as our actual
No,
products.
please don't do this
One
again.
of the things you're going to use is some type of mix outlet. So I think it'd be cool to have some type of old school spoon and some line down. And I think this spoon will work perfectly. And one reason I picked this is because the perspective lines up really well.
Please, please, don't decide it. Who's doing this? Who's doing this? Oh my god.
Very, very similar. So we're just going to roughly remove the background from this. We're going to scale that down to size. Zoom in here and cut away some of these parts we don't want to see. And as you can see, part of this mix is covering up some of the text on our packaging. So we're going to now, wait, that's that. And one thing we're going to do is we reshape this is make it so that the back of this spoon is completely visible. Now we're just going to sell the illusion that the powder is actually inside the spoon. We're going to leave some of it spoon. Now we're going to
I was the one that did all of this. I'm evil Captain America. Da, 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 da. Part 3. Oh, there's a TV. Cool. Looks like a smiley face. Right there, but bam, I don't want it.
And if you think about it, this mix really is the product we're selling, and you can't see that inside the bag. So showing that product in a prominent place in the image is super good.
My leg. Help me! Yay! Much better. Okay, how do I leave? Ow, 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 ow. That hurt. Help me! I'm still alive after all this. Hey, you guys, what's going on? Oh my god, it's Captain America. Can I say hi and get your autograph? Yeah, sure. Hold on. Let me just get some. Alright, I got what I needed. Die. You couldn't get me. And also, if you try to shoot me, I'm a robot, so well, I don't care. I can get something else to kill you. Killed him. See, bullets do work. Ha 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 ha. I'm still a bit alive. Just losing my oil. Dead.
detail in your foreground, you need to have some
Woohoo.
detail in your background as well. That way the color is perfectly uniform. That would never happen.
What's going on out there?
Our background is actually got some detail in it. And since these shutters are going to be sitting right directly on top of that wall,
Great.
they need to
Light.
have the same
Always
amount
there.
of light.
What?
The light is actually coming from somewhere around this direction. But since
What the
we're
heck?
focusing on the scene,
Oh
we're
my
gonna
god.
shake it a little bit and make the light
Oh,
come
my
directly
knee.
from the top. So it'll be above them, but also facing down towards them. So that means most of our shadows are going to be directly beneath our objects as well as behind them. So just to tackle this one at a time, let's go ahead and start with this one. First off, it's a little too saturated in the scene and kind of draws too much attention away from the bags.
What? Is
Saturated.
this thing
Now we
on?
can go ahead and give that spoon a shadow. And for an object like this, you can't really use a drop
Okay, it's on, it's on, it's on. It is blowing air, so it's on. Yeah, let's just get rid of these. I'm not a cold-blooded killer. I'm just trying to get rid of these. So if the police come, and I'm not dead, they'll think I was the killer. And let's just turn it off.
Those areas are going to be really dark, but in the middle of the handle, where it's farther from the countertop, we're going to want to make that
Wait,
shadow a
why
little
is-
bit lighter. So we can
why
just get
is
that layer of
Robot
mask and
dead?
just paint away some of the darkness in that area. And because this part
And
of the spoon is
why is
wider
Captain
than the
America
handle,
standing
all of
there
those two
with
areas are not going
one
to be
eye?
perfectly horizontal along the countertop. That means our shadow needs to be slightly tilted to line up. Also, this area right underneath the spoon is going to be in shadow as well. So we're going to add a second layer and paint some more shadow into that part. Now we'll grip those layers together and then set the blending mode to multiply. That way
Why
our
did you
shadow
do
will make
that?
the layer underneath it darker, and we can still see that texture of the countertop. And now when it comes to our powder, it looks a little flat right now.
I think
I'd like
I'm
to add some depth to
good
that.
enough
So
to
you can see we
fit
almost
through
have a
this.
place where it looks like there's
Ow.
a divot in here. With the addition of a little bit of white, we can help increase that effect. So I'm just going to paint in a darker layer above this. And then I'll add down
Oh wait, I
hard
can
edge
disable
here in front.
collision. Yay!
And the actual
This is
light in our
easy.
scene is still going to ensure
Ow.
that the top of this powder
I don't
isn't too dark.
think I'm
Now
happy
moving on to our other
about that
pile
though.
of mix in the
So I'm
background
gonna
here. We
just
need to add
shot
some
me.
shadows on it being cast from the back. So
Why
once
would
again,
you
let's
shoot
go
me,
paint a little bit
Captain
of
America?
darkness here as we try to envision where our
Oh,
shadows
I
are
don't know.
cast from the
Maybe
back onto
I'm
this
not
line.
Captain America. I'm evil America.
And just as the backs cast shadow into the mix, the mix is also going to cast a small shadow onto the back.
Help
Mainly
me,
right where they're
somebody.
contacting each other. And I know a lot of these things may seem a little bit subtle, but it's really what helps make the scene look realistic in the end. And just to help separate these two piles of mixes a little more, I'm going to make this entire back pile just a bit darker. And if you remember, our pancake mix isn't perfectly white,
Last
it's a little
shot.
bit tan, so we're going to go ahead and add in that slight color adjustment. And that can be done just by adding a solid tan layer and changing the blending mode to linear. We'll just do the same thing to this front panel. And of course, we need to adjust the color of that entire powder layer on our countertop as well. And to kind of finish up with this area, our spoon is a little too well lit from below, so we're going to add some shadow down there. So now I think we can move on to the bowl. Start by making the entire thing less bright, just to help push it to the background a
I
little
hope
more. Now we're just gonna
people,
add some
I mean
shadows bottom of
police
this bowl,
come.
since the light is going to be blocked from hitting that area. Now our bag is going to cast a shadow into that bowl, so we're going to paint that in next. Once we got that, we can paint the shadow our bowl is casting onto the countertop. To do that, we're just going to paint a nice soft shadow, mostly in the form of an oval, right? Scoot the picture back a little more towards the background.
Now,
That way it's not competing so much
what
with all
should
of our
I do? Ow! My foot!
And you notice pretty much
What
everything
the
in our
heck?
scene has a very
What is
brownish
that?
tone.
My
And
other
some more,
foot.
we want to adjust its
Oh.
hue some.
Ow, it's
I
glass.
really want to
Ow.
push this more towards the background, so I'm just going to strengthen the shadow
Ow.
on that edge.
Ah, I can't
Now
move.
we can take care of the shadows on the back of the counter that's going to be cast by all of these
Great.
objects.
Glass,
When
glass,
I was doing
everywhere.
that, I made sure not to completely get rid of the transition between the back of the wall and the top
Oops.
of the countertop. That transition is
I don't need it anyway.
You don't want to get rid of that. And for one of the
I got
finishing
knives and
details,
stuff.
notice that the shadows being cast from our bags are kind of
Oh,
blue.
I
In reality,
also
those should be more
have
of a brown tone, so we're going to adjust that just by putting a solid brown layer over top of those and changing the
rocket.
blending mode to soft line.
I have
So
a
it looks like
rocket,
we
so
have
I'll
this really
use this.
dramatic, almost like a spotlight effect. In an instance like this, I think it makes sense to show some of those light rays. So what we can do is just get a brush with a low opacity and paint in the light rays. Keeping in mind they should form that spotlight shape. And as we do this, we'll want to vary the that way we just get
Oh,
some
my
different ray
arm's
shapes.
broken. Oh, okay.
And
My
now we can
arm's
just blur
broken.
that layer, and all of a
Wow.
sudden we have some really nice
I
light
hope my
rays.
other arm
And using
isn't.
different blending modes will give you slightly different looks. I think for this one I'm going to use screen, and we definitely don't want these rays to overwhelm the scene, so it's good to dial back their intensity along some of the edges. And when I'm doing this, I generally like to lower the opacity down to 0 and then slowly raise it back up until I get a look that I like. And it's always good to zoom out and get a bird's eye view of things, so I'm just going to turn it down. I think that looks a lot better. My shoulders still stick out a little bit too much.
No,
I think they look fine in the middle, but on the
put
edges, the thickness between them and the wall doesn't quite match. So I'm just going to darken those areas up some. And it's a bit of a finishing touch. A lot of times when
He has
light rays are
finally
visible,
died.
we'll see dust in them. And since our environment is full of this mixed powder, it's likely going to be in the air. And so we can add some of that in. And to do that, you can use
Part
a spatter
4
brush that's actually
coming
provided by
soon.
Adobe. To get those brushes, if you just go to the brush menu, select get more brushes, it'll open a web page.